Okay, so the objective of the day is for D. It says, I will use strategies and algorithms to multiply a two-digit number by a two-digit number by using Bayesian blocks, box method, and partial standard algorithms. So today we'll use maybe we may use two strategies to solve this problem. The problem says Lucy has 22 pairs of shoes in each store. How many pairs of shoes does she have in 35 stores? So before resolving the problem, we need to find out what the problem is, and for that we have some steps here. Step 1 says we have to restate the question. So how do we restate the question? We can say things like Lucy has blank in 35 stores. Okay, so once we have restated the question, we are going to determine the TGA. So the TGA allows us to know if this problem requires a multiplication or a division. So whenever we have to find the total right there, that means that we need to find the product of the equation, which will let us know that we need to do a multiplication. Group stands for the group in the problem, so the group will be 35 stores, and the amount in each group will be 22 pairs of shoes in each store. Okay, so once we have determined that, we have to write a number sentence. So the number sentence here will be 22 times 35 equal blank.
Okay, so I like to do this diagram because it helps me organize the 10 blocks, and also, my 10 blocks wouldn't get mixed up. So let's go ahead and represent the number. So the first number we are going to represent is the number 35. So by that, I know that 1 long is the same as 10, as a 10, as equivalent as the number 10. Okay, so we have the number 35, which is the same as 3 tenths and 5 units. Okay, so we have represented the number 35. Now we are going to represent the number 22. In 22 we represented with 2 longs, which is the same as 2 tenths and 2 units. Okay, so the first thing we need to do in order to multiply, we are going to start multiplying the first row with the first column. So we know that 10 by 10 is equal 100, and we can either use 10 longs that represent the number 100, or we know that 100 longs as 10 longs is the same as 100, we can represent that with a flat. Okay, so let's go ahead and use the flat. Then we multiply the first row with the second column. So 10 times 10 is equal 100. We continue, 10 times 10 is equal 100. Okay, we are going to multiply 1 long times 1 unit. Okay, so 110 times 1 is equal 10. 110 times 1 is equal 10. 110 times 1 is equal 10. 110 times 1 is equal 10, and 110 times 1 is equal 10. And we continue multiplying like that. So 10 times 10 is equal 100. 10 times 10 is equal 100. 10 times 10 is equal 100. And we can multiply 10 times 1 is equal 110. 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 And now we multiply the units. 1 times 10 is equal 110. 1 times 10 is equal 110. 1 times 10 is equal 110. 1 times 1 is equal 1. 1 times 1 is equal 1. 1 times 9 is equal 1. 1 times 9 is equal 1. And 1 times 9 is equal 1. And we do the same with the next one. 1 times 10 is equal 10. 1 times 10 is equal 10. 1 times 10 is equal 10. And then the units, 1 times 1, 1. 1 times 1, 1. 1 times 1, 1. 1 times 1, 1. And 1 times 1 is 1. Okay? So now our product is going to be just the numbers that are inside the box. That will be our final product. And we're going to start counting by counting our units. Okay, so let's see how many units we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we know that 10 units is the same as 1 long. So we can go ahead and regroup those. We know that is equivalent to 1 lung. Okay, so now let's count the lungs. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we know that 10 lungs is the same as 1 flat. Okay, so we're gonna put it right here. Okay, so let's keep counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 tenths, which is the same. 7 tenths, which is the same as 70. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 flats, which is the same as 700. And then what we do is that we add those values. So let's go ahead and add it here. So we have 700 plus 70 is equal 0 plus 0, 0, 7 plus 0, 7, and 7. And we put the 7 down. So that's equal 770. Okay? So now the next strategy we're using is the box method. The box method is really easy because it is similar to the base 10 model, but we are not using the concrete models. We're just representing the numbers. Okay, so the way we can do this is that we can decompose the numbers. So let's start decomposing the number 22. We can either do 20 and 2, and we decompose the number 35. We can do 30, and we can do 5. And then we start multiplying across. So we multiply 30 times 20 is equal 600. Now 30 times 2 is equal 60. 5 times 20 is equal 100. And 5 times 2 is equal 10. And what we do now is that we add all those values. And we have inside the box, and we have 600 plus 100 plus 60 plus 10. Okay? So in the units we have 0. This is 610 plus 110 is equal 7 tenths, and 600 plus 100 is equal 700. Okay, so our final value is 770, and the answer to that would be that Lucy has 770 shoes in 35 stores, and that will be the solution to our problem. Okay, so today we solved this problem multiplying 2 digits by 2 digits using we use 3 strategies. We use base and blocks, the box method,